All right, so let's try to see if we can get a sluice going here in this spot. I don't know if we'll be able to. There's a lot of current right by here. Let's see if we can harness enough of it for a sluice to run. So start by making a little bit of a dam here. I think right here is going to be our best chance. Right here. Sorry. Whenever you are short on how much water flow you need, every little bit of water you can redirect your way really counts. All right, now we'll see if this is going to sluice or not. Play like a game. Will it sluice? All right, so let's set this up. First we got the flare, and we'll slide the first piece on in there. Hey, you get back here. Flip the flare over, slide the shim in there to lock it in place. Put the next piece in. Again, just slide right in place. Pop the shim in there, lock it into place. Next piece. So last time I used this, I only had these 3 pieces, but I went ahead and printed out a 4th body piece. Lock that in, and then this last one. And that's gonna give me about almost 30 inches of sluice matting. Oh dear. Shim just took off. Probably didn't see that. There we go. So now we got a nice little long sluice mat here. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough flow here or not. Yeah, there's not even close to enough flow here. May have to go on out a bit.
You know, sometimes things just don't go as planned, and this was one of those times. I had worked pretty hard on trying to increase the flow to this one little area, and while there was really good flow right behind me, the water was too deep. I was really wanting the flow in the shallower water, but I just could not get the flow to where I needed it to be. But I wanted to go ahead and show you guys the process and show you that sometimes we have failures too, and it's okay to fail.
All right, well, I still think I'm way too small, too little current. But see if maybe I can influence that a bit by digging here.
I have found that sometimes if you dig out a deeper channel, sometimes you can get a better flow through there. So here I'm trying to increase flow by making the channel a little deeper here. Maybe I can get more water.
I don't know if there's any gold here or not. I haven't really sampled this spot before. But it looks good. I know it's a little bit higher flow water than I usually like to mess with, but I'm seeing lots of indicators that this is good. So let's see what we got here. And then we'll use these classified rocks as a help reinforce our dam. And I know you're not supposed to really be upstream from your dam, but that's kind of how it is right now because I'm still trying to get the dam made. This scoop works pretty good. I don't know how durable it is, but I guess we'll see, won't we? This classifier is working out really, really well. Some ugly looking quartz, or I don't know what that stuff's called. It's ugly though, but I'm gonna keep it because it's ugly, but it's cool. Alright, so we're gonna have to supplement the water flow a little bit. Alright, well, we'll see what happens. I don't know how this is going to work. We have to end up moving the sluice box. Oh, that was a lot more I meant to put on there. Yeah, this isn't going to work. Let's pause and we'll be right back. And here's a new flare piece I printed out. This one has a water hose attachment on it. So let's see here if we can, well, maybe I can get, if I lift this up a bit, maybe it will work. If I have running water, I'd rather use that than have to scoop water and stuff. Try to seal all around it. I just don't want to spend so much time trying to get the sluice box working right, where I just don't have enough time to do any actual sluicing. That is getting some better flow now. See, I didn't have the elevation. Sluice boxes, you gotta have the elevation right too. So it's not just about the amount of flow of water you have, it's also about the drop that you have. So like, here, I'm just gonna have to bring this way up so I can get the right drop. I'll just have to scoop it. See, even there, it's the end's in the water, so I'm gonna have to redo all this. Stand by. All right, let's try this out. Got a lot more angle here. There you go, that's a lot better. Yeah, so pouring it that way is helping the top mat also catch heavies. This might actually be working. We'll see. It's not real sturdy, but lots of silt in this. I don't know if that's a bad sign or what. This is probably the last spot here that I test, and then I'm going to go to ground that I know is really good, where I can, the waters, they're not running quite as much as they have been whenever I usually sluice on upstream, but I'll be able to sluice still. It just may not be in my normal spot, but it'll be good to test some more ground up there too. I'm thinking I'm probably on the best ground up there, but I don't ever know for sure. The main thing I like about my good ground up there is its consistency. But you know, eventually I'm going to run out of ground there too. Let me spin this around so you guys can see what it looks like from this point of view. Yeah, I definitely like pouring it this direction better because it gets a good mixed up here in the flare before it starts going down. Looks like it's working pretty well. I do think on that first pour, I got to pour a little bit slower so it has a chance to mix better before it starts going downstream. And this is that integrated sluice smooth flow water head that I designed a while back for my flare. A while back, I say it hasn't been that long. I haven't tested it yet. In fact, the print design messed up a bit, and it didn't print a hole that I told it to do. So I'm gonna take my drill out and drill that up, and I hope that doesn't cause problems, because then water's gonna get inside of the print where it's not designed to be at. But it shouldn't be too bad. Hopefully not. Boy, there is a lot of black sand being caught. I think it's actually working really well. I just don't have any idea if there's any gold at all where I'm dug this up from. I've never prospected that part before. And it's all small gravels with a little cobbles, but it goes pretty deep, so that's a good sign. And I'm seeing good quartz and stuff too, but you know, quartz isn't a guarantee. Like the last half bucket I did had one speck in it. Although there was a lot, you know, 5 or 10 pieces of quartz, it just was not a very good spot. Yeah, buddy, that stuff is packed. There's a lot of black sands here. I'm actually pretty impressed with how much black sands there are here. And this was about a half a bucket classified. So a little bit more than we had on that first test, because it was the first test was half a bucket unclassified. This scoop's a good size too. That classifier is working really, really well. That homemade classifier up in. Let's try to get a little bit of a zoom in here on the mats. Let's hit that second mat. So here's my custom built sluice mat here. Lots of black sands caught in it. And there's the other riffles that I've been using a bunch. So yeah, that's a lot of black sands in there. Let's get it cleaned up and see what we got. All right, so I'm just gonna do one mat at a time. And then I'll do the sluice body itself, because sluice body itself might caught some gold too. But I wanna see how each mat does. Now this is the bottom mat. So ideally, it may not have much in it if all the other mats did their job, but you never really know. They caught quite a bit of black sand, so that's pretty impressive. And again, this was the very last one, so if the other ones did their job, there shouldn't be any gold that made it this far. And I did not see any at all. So next one, so this will be the third one. It's mat number 3, and it's one of those bedrock mats like I've been using for a while. I really like these. Modern Prospector likes them too. I printed some up for him, and he's using them. I think number 2 will probably catch the most. Number 1 gets a little too inconsistent water flow from the way I feed it. If we were in a sluicing in the current, then number 1 I would expect to catch the most. But the way I'm doing it, number 1 seems to get blown out a lot. So of course, it could just be blowing black sands out, not the gold. I don't really know. And again, there just may not be any gold at this spot. I wouldn't expect my first 2 mats to catch all of it. Yeah, nothing.
Mat 2.
About the same amount of concentrate, so I'm really pleased with that. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. This is some coarse black sand too, though. I would have expected this to have some gold, at least a little bit in it. Uh-oh, that's not good. All right, so now we got the very first mat to go through now. And this has even fewer concentrates, but of course, again, it's the one getting blown out like crazy. But any gold shouldn't get blown out too bad anyways. But I'm a little skeptical as to if there's even any gold in this spot. All right, let's see. All right, no gold here. Okay, so none of the mats had any gold. Let's see if the sluice box itself had any gold. Oh. All right, let's see what we have here. Very, very little concentrates. I'll be really surprised if there's any gold in here either, because the mats had none at all. But you know, this is why we prospect, right? Because you never know. Yeah, nothing. Wow, that's bad. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go to somewhere where there is gold.